Welcome to your Huron Valley Chamber Today, a new show highlighting the good things happening at local businesses and organizations. This show will highlight both new members and longtime members of the Chamber of Commerce. Your host is Milford resident Gordon Muir. Gordon is a businessman, Chamber Executive Board member, and steadfast supporter of the Huron Valley community. And now, your host, Gordon.
Welcome to your Huron Valley Chamber of Commerce Today Show. Our first guest this evening is Chris Baker. Chris, you have three great restaurants in the area. Why don't you just kind of let us know what each restaurant represents and what's going on and bring us up to date?
Sure, absolutely. We got three restaurants. We got Baker's of Milford, right here in downtown Milford, or well, a little south of Milford.
Yep.
We got the Comeback Inn in Highland, Michigan here. And then we got the Southline Hotel in Southline, which we just, November 9th was our 1 year anniversary. We reopened after the big historic, unfortunately, fire that we had. But we're back in business and we're excited about it.
Well, let me ask you, do you have, let's take the Comeback. Do you have certain specials out there, things that you might do? I think there's programs that you have for automobiles or something.
Absolutely.
A lot of things that go on out there.
Well, we do car shows at both Baker's of Milford and at the Comeback Inn. They're on Tuesdays at the Comeback Inn, Sundays at Baker's of Milford during the summer seasons. At the Comeback Inn, we'll focus on that area. First here, we got weekly specials. We always have a burger of the week. We have a pizza of the week, and that varies all the time, and it's been great for us over there. At Baker's of Milford, big feature for us is we have prime rib all the time. Prime rib's a big seller for us. We have all you can eat crab legs on Wednesdays. And then at the Southline Hotel, we've got Polish nights the first Thursday of every month, and that's been awesome. We got a Polish chef
Right.
over there, and he does a great job with that.
Well, I can only say that you brought some pizza here today for us. It was delicious.
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
Heck yeah.
I love it. So
Good.
I know that you're doing well with the pizza. Now, you get involved in some of the charitable things in the area.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you have been a real big force in this area when it comes to helping certain charities. I know that you do some work with Joey Kosher.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just let us know all these things that you're involved in?
Definitely charitable stuff has been big to me. I mean, the Chamber of Commerce, first of all, I got to back up for a moment here and just, I served as a president of the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
On the executive board with you, which is a pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolutely, for sure. And, it's been great. It's always, my dad taught me giving back to the community is always, you reap the benefits, the rewards. You give back to the community, you support the community. What's great for me is, here we are at Lakeland High School. I graduated from this high school, grew up in this area, and it's great to be. The roots are right here.
Well, that's great.
My son is a freshman here at Lakeland High School, and it's incredible. You got the roots, and the Joey Kosser Foundation for sure. That's probably near and dear to my heart. That's one of the organizations that we have given nearly $1 million back for local charities, and it's we just had our 10th year of this charity softball event that we do, and it's been incredible. It's awesome. Fortunately, I'm honored and privileged to know Joe Kosser.
Correct.
Being a neighbor of him, and he wants to give back to the community as well, and it's awesome kind of having a hometown guy, celebrity that the name behind it definitely helps.
Well, also, don't you get a lot of the hockey players that do come out for that
Oh, yeah,
game?
absolutely, for sure. Yep. Oh, yeah, we get great players out there. We got from current players to,
Old-timers.
the guys, old timers, and it's a great event.
Well, that's great. That's
Right
great.
here in Highland, too.
Yes, sir.
At Duck
It's
Lake
up at,
Pines.
Duck Lake Road there. I know where you do
Correct.
it. Now, you do a lot of good things for the vets in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you're involved heavily with the vets. Why don't you kind of bring us up to date on your...
Absolutely. And
What's
you know what?
going on
Happy Veterans Day. We just had
Thanks.
Veterans Day, and Gordy, obviously incredible.
Thank you.
We salute you for
Thank you.
sure.
Thank you.
But the AMVETS, they meet at Baker's once a month on Tuesdays. It's there's no better group than the veterans around. I tell you what, you guys. We salute all you do, and I personally did not serve, but I know that what you gave, what you did, and what all that stuff that
Well,
goes beyond
hopefully-
it. But I tell you what, we respect that. You guys put the flagpole at Bakers of Milford.
Right.
That was awesome. That was incredible. The AMVETs meet at Bakers of Milford
Once a month?
once a month on Tuesdays, and
And you donate the facility to us that night,
correct.
and at the end of the program, you provide great food.
Right. Yep,
So
absolutely. You guys
you've
have a great
got a lot
meeting.
of
You have-
happy AMVETs.
There's great vets there, and but what is awesome is you guys donated the flagpole that is there at Bakers of Milford, and
Right.
an American flag. Love to fly that high and proud.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. Is there any other charities that you're involved with other than?
Charity-wise, I mean, I definitely, obviously with the restaurants, we get involved in as much as we can. I mean, from the Little League baseballs to the dance events I mean, there's
A lot.
I mean, there's really
probably
nothing
too
I
many
won't
to talk about.
Exactly, yes.
You've got a lot.
Correct.
I do know that. And I do know that every once in a while, every couple of years, you open up the restaurant to some of the older vets.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you did it for the World War II veterans a year ago.
Correct.
Where they came in and you just handed them the
them
menu
a lunch, yep.
and said, take whatever you want and have a great time.
Correct, yeah. No, absolutely.
that's,
what?
you know,
There's definitely certain things, even bakers back in 2000 when all of a sudden it was, there was the concern about what's going to happen in the year 2000. Our computer's going to crash and this and that. And,
Right.
It's we served as a warming center just in case
Yep.
something was going to happen. We had a generator there. Our backup systems were good, and it's an honor and privilege to help the community. And
Well, you've done a fantastic job now. I do know, if I can get it here for you,
yeah,
you got this award
correct.
just
yes.
recently.
Just recently, yes.
And this award, you want to hold it for everybody.
Yep, absolutely.
This award came from Denise and Lyle Tyler for the work that you do with youth in the area.
Yeah.
So why don't you kind of let us know more about that program and why you
Right.
got that
Now, first of all,
award.
Denise and Lyle Tyler, incredible people. They are, I mean, like Gordon Muir,
Yeah.
Denise and Lyle Tyler, they are people that serve our community so well. I mean, it's an honor actually to be awarded something with their name on this award. So, but it is for youth development, and youth development definitely, that's what I really strive, and I really love and appreciate. We have, in the restaurant industry, we're able to hire hostesses, bussers, food runners, the youth
Right.
in the area here.
Right.
And, we have so many youth employees, and it's such an honor to be able to work with them, the youth, the young people, and develop them.
Right.
Their work skills, they're up and becoming, you establish this thing. There's so much criticism these days
Right.
with the youth.
And you just
And-
got through with the empty bowl.
Right, exactly, absolutely. But yeah, Denise, and so this right here, this award right here, I was kind of awarded this because, mainly because on Tuesdays in the summertime at the LaFontaine Amphitheater there, we do Stories and More.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'm the MC of the event, and we focus on young people coming out. We read a story, we have some sort of programming behind it, and it's
That's great.
incredible.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks an awful lot for coming out
Hey.
today. We've really enjoyed it, and we wish you all the luck in the world.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you, Gordon.
You bet. You just got- Welcome back. I know Chris did a great job, but I've got Joe I here with me with Model Mortgage, and you're known as Mr. Mortgage in the area. Joe, why don't you tell us something about your operation?
Sure. So we're right in downtown Milford on 400 North Main Street. So if you're familiar with the fountains downtown, everyone goes down there. Lots of senior pictures we see shot down there. That entire window line is our operation. So
Oh, boy.
it's beautiful. We're actually a broker, which is slightly different than a bank. So for those that don't know what the difference is, we have multiple investors from all over the country that allow us to do certain things banks can't do. So we're in there 9 to 5. You're welcome to come through the doors and stop in. We've always got loan officers like myself, personal assistants in there as well that'll help you guys out. And we'll go over your situation and see if we can help you out to get into a home or help you on the home you already own.
That sort of makes you different than the other mortgage people in the area?
Very much so. We're not beholden to one particular bank, which gives us different opportunities for programs. For instance, if you didn't have the ability to show income, we can actually qualify you just based off the deposits on your bank statement. Most banks can't do that. We can.
Well, I'll be doggone, I'll tell you. Now, do you work with realty firms? I believe I heard through the grapevine that you do a lot of work with the realty people here in the area.
You are correct. So that's one of our biggest referral partners is going to be our real estate agents. We're actually owned by a real estate company. Remax, at the end of the day, is our parent company.
Oh.
But we do work hand in hand with real estate agents. That's part of what we do on a daily basis. We help them grow their business, and obviously we take care of any clients they send our way. We get them what's called a pre-approval letter. Gives them the ability to purchase the new property, make sure they're qualified before they get out there and look at 30, 40 different homes, spend a lot of money, time, and gas and effort.
A lot.
Yes, you got
Well,
it.
that's great, that's great. Now, you are involved in have you gotten involved in any charitable things in the area yet? I know you've talked about it, we've heard about it. But
Absolutely.
why don't you let us know?
Sure. We talked briefly off camera, but coming up December 9th, we're actually doing a fundraiser for the Children's Miracle Network. So we're big on giving back to the community, and we're doing basically pictures with Santa Claus. There's going to be a magician there. He looks a lot like me. We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll have Santa pictures. We're doing silent raffles, all kinds of fun stuff. So please come out on December 9th. We'll get you more details if you guys are interested.
Well, that'd be great, because I hope the show is going before the 9th, and people will see it, and they'll come
I hope
on out
so.
and bring the kids to see Santa Claus. Now,
You
you've
got
got something coming this tomorrow, I think. I know the show will be going after that, but why don't you tell us what's going on tomorrow?
Sure. So because we're on downtown, on Main Street in downtown Milford, every year they do what's called the big reveal. So all of the storefronts wrap their windows in holiday paper, and then at the same time, all the storefronts tear down the paper, and behind the windows is different decorations based off of what each particular location decides they want to do. So me, being a magician and a mortgage guy, we've got a slightly different setup. So if you can make it tomorrow, it probably won't get out in time for this, but if you'll see some video, I assure you, of what happens, what we're going to do, because it'll be very, very fun. So 6 o'clock tomorrow.
You can't give us a little indication of what's going to happen tomorrow? I mean, we're way ahead of time here.
Sure.
You know.
So I will tell you, Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus will be there, but not as you'd expect.
Ah, very, very good. Very, very good. Now, is there any other thing that you can think of other than the fact that you're a great a magic wand carrier?
You got it. So part of what I do, what's near and dear to my heart, is I like to actually work with our veteran communities. So I'm actually a trainer for what's called the Military Mortgage Boot Camp. For those who are not familiar with it, it's basically a group that meets together 1 weekend out of the year from all over the nation. They fly into the Metro Detroit area, and I teach courses on how to represent our veterans when it comes to buying homes. Unfortunately, they're oftentimes looked on as not great buyers, and that's the exact opposite. Just to give you some statistics, typically a veteran buyer has a 720 credit or higher. They have $20,000 in assets, and they usually put down about 30% as a down payment. You compare that to normal home buyers, it's usually 3% as a down payment, 660 as a credit score, and they have less than $10,000 in assets. But for whatever reason, veterans are not looked upon as they should be. So I work every year and every day to try and turn that over so that they get represented, because it's our nation's finest.
Well, being a veteran myself, I thank you for saying that, but I'm involved with the vets all the time out here, and they're just a great group of people. And
There's no better. That's why I love representing them. So that's what's near and dear to my heart for what I do for mortgages. So I'm known as the VA guy in our branch. So.
oh, well, that's good. That's good. Now, I know that you do tricks,
Yes, sir.
and when I say tricks, I remember talking to you way back. I used to go every year to a little town in West Michigan called Colon, Michigan.
Yeah.
And they had some of the unbelievable
Magicians.
magic men,
You
is what
got
I
it.
want to call them, there to do their magic. And you told me you've been there.
I have. So Colon is a secret that most people that aren't in the magic community aren't aware of. So it's a very, very small city, and if I want to say small, it's one stoplight, and it's actually done inside of a high school similar to this.
Yep.
In their gymnasium, they do the performance. It's the largest gathering of magicians in the entire world, and it happens every year in August.
Give us the name of some of the magic people that you've seen there.
So believe it or not, I've actually seen David Copperfield, Lance Burton, not Chris Angel, that's the one that everybody wants to know. He hasn't come out there yet. But if you know any names of any magicians, I assure you they've all performed at some point in their career they've been out there.
And they all probably have gotten a lot of their tricks from the Abbott Magic Company?
You are correct. So Abbott is a store that's right in downtown Colon, and they are one of the biggest magic shops in the country as well. That's kind of what built the town.
I know.
Yeah.
I used to take the family out there in August when they have their get-together.
Wonderful. So
Years ago.
yeah, between the two different things, everyone calls me Joey I, the mortgage guy, or the mortgage magician, because they know I'm great with mortgages and I can also do magic, and it kind of ties in.
Now, are you going to be doing any magic now that you're in the area here?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So as a matter of fact, we're rolling into holiday season. This is the busiest time of year for me. There's not a weekend that I have between now and the first of the year that I don't have at least 3 to 5 shows that are going to be happening on top of what I do for the day job. So it's a really fun time of year for me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, what got you started in this whole business?
So fun story, I was going to school in college, full ride. I was a soccer player back in the day. I had a full ride, going to school for something completely different, worked at a bank part-time to go through and figure out what I could do, was doing entertainment magic at a holiday party for a large company downtown. You guys probably know who I'm referring to. It rhymes with Quicken Loans.
Yes,
and
I
they saw
remember.
me. They said, oh my gosh, you'd be great at this. Why don't you go ahead and see if you can apply? It was a Friday night. Monday morning at 9:30, I had a job offer, and 15 years later, I haven't looked back. I've been doing mortgages ever since.
Well, that's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
That's quite a background. Now, you live in the area, or you're, I know you got the business in the area, but I think you grew up in the Novi area.
Great, yep, great question. You are correct. I've been looking desperately for something in Milford. So because it's a lovely area, the real estate goes very fast. So I've been looking for about 6 months to try and find a home. So if you know of any homes, let me know.
I was just
We're
going to
looking
say,
for
all you
one.
real estate brokers out there that are watching,
You got it.
talk to Joe. Joe, thanks an awful lot for coming in today
It was a
and telling
pleasure.
us about your business. We wish you all the luck in the world, that you do really great. Milford is a terrific place to be. The whole area, the Huron Valley
is.
area is just great, so I think you'll do very well out here.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gordon.
Thanks an awful lot. You did great. Welcome back. I've got Bridget Ajamian with Meals on Wheels. Bridget, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Gordon.
Now, I know that you do a lot of work with Margaret Davey, who is kind of the boss, I guess, of Meals on Wheels, but behind the scenes, you do all the work. So why don't you let us know what's going on in Eastern Livingston, Western Oakland with your Meals on Wheels program?
Very good. Well, we cook every single day and serve about 1,500 meals to about 800 seniors throughout all of Livingston County and Western Oakland, and that includes this the Huron Valley area. All our meals are prepared from scratch, and we do one hot lunch and a breakfast 3 days a week.
Now, where do you do all these meals at right now?
The old Heartland High School.
Out this way, or out Heartland way, I should say.
Correct.
Now,
Yep.
I understand that we're looking for a new location where you have more kitchen room and more work area to do your job.
That's correct. We currently have a kitchen that's about 500 square feet, and as mentioned, we cook 1,500 meals out of there every day, and we're up and down the halls in different areas, and we have to put it all up and take it all down every day. So our goal is to get a new kitchen in the next year.
So the public out there that's watching, if they want to help out, they certainly could get a hold of you people to see that we get a facility that will treat the people right.
Absolutely. We would welcome the help.
Now, how many people do you have delivering meals every day?
We have 55 routes, and each route probably has at least 1 or 2 persons that deliver. The average route takes about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and every single day there's different people that deliver. So there's a lot of volunteers that are helping us.
Okay, now, where do they deliver? The main deliveries are to what, to senior centers or?
Correct. We take our meals in bulk to senior centers, for instance, like the Novi Senior Center and the Milford Senior Center, and from there, they package it into meals from the senior center, and then they package them into routes from there, and then the volunteers come to the senior centers and deliver in their community.
Now, I've had the opportunity in the past to test some of these meals, but they are really hot meals that you're delivering, aren't they?
They are. Yep, fresh cooked every day.
So give us an example of maybe some of the meals that you do there.
Well, we do chicken parmesan, which is very, very delicious.
Yep.
And then we do a stuffed steak, which is a piece of steak stuffed with stuffing. Every meal is 1/3 DRI, and it comes with a fruit, a vegetable, 8-ounce milk, and then a main protein, which is usually meat or fish.
Now, I find out that in myself working with you people at Meals on Wheels, that a lot of the people that were getting the meals were not eating all the food because they had animals, and they wanted to see that their animals were fed right. Am I correct on that?
Yep, you're correct.
And you started a program where, why don't you explain that program to the public?
Well, what happened was one of our volunteers came in and said, I keep seeing their dish on the floor because we serve it in a specific dish. And I asked the senior why the dish was on the floor, and they said it was on there because they're giving part of their meal to their animal. The idea of being homebound, the people that we serve in their homes, is that they don't get out. They don't have family, usually can't help them, and so that's why we're going in there. And they don't drive, and they don't really have access to get pet food and so on and so forth.
Right.
So they were sharing their meals. So we wrote for a grant and got a little grant, and from there we get community support. They do pet food drives and so on and so forth, and we deliver pet food to the seniors that need it the most.
Now, there's a couple places where I know the public can drop off dog food and cat food. One of them is in Milford. That is where?
The veterinary specialists,
Okay.
Yep.
And you could drop off any food there.
correct?
And the other one is down in Novi,
Yeah, Mary Brady's,
the restaurant down
the
there?
restaurant, yeah.
Diamond Jim Brady's.
Diamond Jim Brady's,
That's
there you
what you're
go, thank
talking
you,
about,
yes.
Diamond Jim
Yes.
Brady's. I noticed when I've gone in there, the lobby is full of dog and cat food. I mean,
Right, she
bags
does a
of-
blog every week, and she's constantly saying,
Yeah.
help us with the Meals on Wheels, and
Well,
it's
I-
wonderful.
I just think that anybody that's watching out there that wants to help out in that area, especially out here in the Milford area, you can go into the veterinarian hospital there at Row Road and Milford Road
Yep,
and
that's
drop
correct.
off any cat or dog food out there now.
Absolutely.
Also, you have a program that recently, in the last year or two, that you do during the summer.
Correct, the Meet Up and Eat Up free meals for kids.
Now, why don't you tell us something about that program, where it's involved, where you go?
Okay. So we do the Meet Up and Eat Up free meals for kids. It's a interim program in the summertime when kids that normally have access to free and reduced meals
Yep.
don't have access to free and reduced meals because school's not in.
Right.
So the U.S. or the Michigan Department of Education contacted us because we do meals to see if we'd be able to help. And from there, we took on the program and we serve it at local areas, and they happen to be in the trailer parks because the kids can walk
Yep.
and there's a higher level of children there. So we serve the entire Huron Valley area. We serve Highland Greens, Cedar Brook Estates, Commerce Meadows, and I think that's it. We serve other places in Novi and stuff, but we do serve all of Huron Valley.
All of Huron Valley?
Right, and then we get the volunteers it's volunteer run. We cook the meals, but the volunteers come in and distribute it to the children, and they are from local churches.
That's what I understand, that the local churches have volunteered their people to come out and serve those meals.
Correct, yep.
You also, don't you serve meals over at the YMCA?
We used to serve at the
Oh.
YMCA, but we don't now.
Oh, you do not anymore?
No.
Because I know you had a summer program there.
Oh, we do serve, well, what we serve there is we serve the camp.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We serve the camp kids that are there.
Well, that's good, that's good. And I do know that you put on a great program for your workers.
For the March for Meals?
March for Meals in March, and people are able to come and get a Thanksgiving dinner because you're thanking them, and
Right.
it's a turkey dinner with mashed potatoes, the whole works. I've been to it, it's fantastic, and I think from that particular dinner, you were able this year to serve the first night of the Milford Memories, where all the major sponsors were there. So,
Right, right.
and I think it went over very well. So anyways, thank you so much for coming in, and tell Margaret that we wish her the best with the program, and anybody that's interested in helping in any way, how do they get a hold of you?
They're more than welcome. We'll take any volunteer. We have tons of stuff. And we're 95% volunteer based, so we can use all the help we can get.
Is there a phone number that
Yep, they can get a hold of us by calling our office, which is 810-632-2155, or they can email us at info@lwmow.org.
Very good. Well, thank you
Thanks,
for
Gordon.
being on here, and
My pleasure, my
we
pleasure.
appreciate your coming.
Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed your Huron Valley Chamber today. This is a production of HVS TV at Huron Valley Schools. This was made possible in partnership with the Huron Valley Chamber of Commerce and WOCA, the Western Oakland County Cable Communications Authority. Tune in for new episodes soon, and remember to support your local businesses.